Hey y'all, it's your girl Carm, back with another episode of Hoops with Carm. Different scenery, I'm bringing you Hoops with Carm, Puerto Rico edition. I'm on a 10-day vacation. Every year my best friend and her family go on a vacation. Their family, I always come. This year we're in Puerto Rico. Right now I'm in Rio Grande, Puerto Rico at our Airbnb. As you can see behind me, got the pool, tropical, beautiful weather. So I'm excited, but although I'm here in Puerto Rico, NBA playoffs are still going on. So I'm going to try to do as many Hoops with Carm as I can while still enjoying my vacation. So let's get right into this. Games 4 and 5, Sixers, Heat. First game, game 4, Sixers beat the Heat 116-108. Second game, Heat demolished the Sixers 120-85. Now, what was the difference between game 4 and game 5? First and foremost, in game 4, Joel Embiid came back, double-double, 24 points, 11 rebounds. James Harden played like the James Harden that we've known him to be. He had 31 points. All the Sixers who were in the rotation had double figures in the starting five, so that helped. Everyone contributing offensively. They were playing great man-to-man defense, really connected, sticking to their man, not playing sloppy defense. Now, not without the Heat trying. Jimmy Butler dropped 40 points on the Sixers in game 4, but the rest of the Heat really didn't contribute that much, so it didn't matter. The Sixers were just going on all cylinders game 4, just playing defense really well. Their shots are going down. Harden was being aggressive, finishing at the rack. His shots were dropping, so everything went right for the Sixers in game 4. In game 5, totally different story. Game 4, you saw that the Heat, they were getting some open shots and they just weren't dropping. Game 5, everything was dropping for the Heat. They shot around 54% from the field, and it was a night and day difference with three-point shooters between these two games. In Game 4, the Sixers shot 38% from 3. The Heat only shot 20%. Game 5, the Sixers shot 28% from 3, and the Heat shot 38% from 3. So the Heat really improved their three-point shootings from Game 4 to Game 5. And the Heat are a great three-point shooting team. They got Hero, Robinson, Strus, Vincent can drop threes. So the Heat really can shoot. Like I said, they weren't going down Game 4, went down Game 5, so that made a big difference. And turnovers. Both of them were habits of the Sixers in both games. And honestly, just with the Sixers throughout their entire season, they really have a problem with turnovers. The Heat had 23 points off the Sixers, 15 turnovers in Game 5. Sixers offense. Again, Joel Embiid, he had 17, decent, but he was not playing like the Joel Embiid that we know. He was kind of, lackadaisical offensively. In the third quarter, he tried to get it going, but it was too late. The Heat already had kind of taken off with the game. James Harden only had 14 points. George Niang shot 0 from 6 from three-point line. 6 three-point shots he could have made, didn't make, open shots. Has to drop those for the Sixers if they want to win. All in all, the Heat played great defense. Their shots were dropping, and the Heat just looked like they wanted to win, and they were mad they had lost back-to-back games. Now, Joel, he's still hurt, messed up eye socket, messed up thumb. In the second quarter, Devin came down and kind of smacked Joel in the face with his mask on, and Joel kind of went back in pain, and it was kind of like a hold your breath moment because no one knew Joel was really hurt or whatever it was, but he was okay. He ended up still playing, but who knows how that's going to affect him as this series goes on, hopefully. Now, obviously, the Heat blew out the Sixers, so they have now a 3-2 lead in the series. Game 6 is going to be back in Philadelphia. This is a must-win game for the Sixers. If they don't win this game, they're out of the playoffs. So what needs to happen? First and foremost, the Sixers need to commit on the defensive end. Every single game, like I've said before, Sixers, the Heat, they're going to make shots. They're going to play their game, but you need to stop them and slow them down as much as you can. Offensively, need more from James Harden. James Harden has to be that James Harden that he was in Game 4. Dropping 31, being aggressive, having assists. The Sixers, they only had 6 fast break points in Game 5. That's not the Sixers' way. The Sixers are at their best when they have fast break points. They're in transition. They're passing the ball. And James Harden, Joel Embiid, and Maxey are going. Game 5, Maxey wasn't really going, and everyone else kind of just followed the lead of Joel and Harden, and everyone just looked confused on offense. No one really understood what the assignment was, which was, let's get this game in Miami so we can go home and win it all. But besides that, what needs to happen, Harden and B have to step up. Joel has been through a lot. Joel has carried this team the entire season, and I know emotionally and just mentally it must be hard getting passed over for MVP because to me, he deserves it. But regardless of that, your team is still in the playoffs. Joel still has the opportunity to go to the finals to possibly win a championship if you get through this series. So next game, Sixers have to step it up on all ends or they will not make it into the next round.